all over America, people will go grocery shopping. They'll put gasoline in their cars. In both places, grocery stores, gas stations, they're going to bump into a Coach Walz. They're going to bump into someone who is just like him, their neighbor. And he uses that word a lot, neighbor, my neighbors. Talk to us about what you perceive to be the importance of Tim Walz, Coach Walz, on this ticket.
Yeah, I think it's a very significant moment. I think John Heilemann is right that a lot of us in the journalist or pundit class are maybe a little bit slow on the uptake of what this is because we're used to an older paradigm. I think a lot of us were trained in a pre-authoritarian Republican moment, a pre-fascist Republican playbook running against people like Mitt Romney, and so strategies about swing states and those kinds of things came out of those experiences. We are now in a moment when the right in this country is an authoritarian movement, increasingly fascistic movement. And part of what you see in authoritarian movements around the world is that they make people feel things, right? They make people emotional. They get the blood up. And Democrats for too long have been running against authoritarianism with wonkiness, with policy, with material things, with bridges and roads, all very worthy things, but not competing on the level of getting the blood up, making people feel. And so I think this is a choice that shows, and as you've seen throughout the last 2 weeks, this is a campaign that understands the importance of vibes. Vibes can sound dismissive or like some Gen Z thing, but it's actually about competing against authoritarianism when they are very directly targeting the limbic system of voters. And it's actually Democrats joining the contest for people's hearts and not just appealing to the brain. And I think when you talk about a figure like Coach Walz, obviously there were a bunch of good notes around the freedom frame, patriotism, things like that. But the biggest significance of this man is that he is an older white man in a moment in which the far right is trying to convince white people that the future is treacherous for them, trying to convince men that the future is treacherous for them. And here is an older white man, a coach, a soldier, who is very hard to dismiss as some kind of effete coastal elite, who is telling older folks and white people, you do not need to be afraid of the future. There is joy in the future. There is joy in having your boss be a black woman. There is joy in what is coming. And I think he is going to teach lots of people, in addition to whatever role he plays in an election and in the White House, he's going to teach lots of people through his role in the culture that they're going to be okay, and that there's joy on the far side of realizing a multiracial democracy in this country.